Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a quick little series we're going to do in Kaiserreich. So, I've been wanting to kind of finish the roster. You know what I mean? Like, we've been doing Kaiserreich for a long time, many years, and there are still a handful of countries that we have not played yet. You know, and I want to see if we can kind of round this out. I want to see if we can play every country at some point before Hearts of Iron 4 or Hearts of Iron 5, I guess, comes out. Anyway, we're going to be playing Somalia today. So united we stand. The multiple states of Somalia were preyed upon by colonists and, in the eyes of the international community, were seen as weak. We had fallen, divided, and brother against brother. However, after Abdul Hassan's astounding victories over the Italians during the Vil Creek, Italy has completely withdrawn from Somalia, and the Sultan of Warsangali had, in all but name, slipped from British control as they were preoccupied fighting with the Germans. The Treaty of Versailles, officially including the Vil Creek, paradoxically made Somalia free, remaining a protectorate of Britain due to Al-Shari's treaties. This status quo, which had benefited both parties, did not last for long, however, as the British Empire had collapsed. In the moment some would call opportunism, Warsangali's forces seized what was left of British Somaliland, and the lords allied to him claimed him Bok, or Emperor of Somalia. However, he sought to style himself as a king of Somalia in the west, as a way to court monarchs of the Central Powers while recognizing the ultimate authority of the Caliph. Prosperity followed for Somalia, with our fields growing rich and our cities larger. In addition, we managed to secure control over Odan and supply of the opposition from Ethiopia. Our roads, books, and universities are all symptoms of this event, which have been dubbed the Somali Renaissance. But great danger may lie ahead for the wise. Understand that good times cannot be maintained indefinitely. Haile Selassie's eyes are a great nation enviously, and Middle Africa's new governor remains diplomatically unapproachable. Whatever the future may hold, we can sit content with the fact that we have seized every possible opportunity presented to us, and together as one, leading Somalia to a better and brighter future. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Somalia does not have any paths to go down. I don't believe there's any other ideologies. I think we only get one choice, which is status quo. Yeah, we get a cost ability against Ethiopia. That's basically where the series is going to go. Like I said, it's going to be pretty quick. We're not going to get involved in the second Vil Creek in any capacity. It's really just a let's beat up Ethiopia campaign. Just like when we played Ethiopia, it was primarily a let's beat up the, we have like 2 factories, right? You probably actually not even worth getting. Give me 1918 support weapons. And then you know what? Give me the 19... I don't even want to take the rifles. Because we're in a weird situation when we only have 2 factories. Is we're probably going to end up buying most of our... I guess we'll take the research here. We're probably going to end up buying most of our equipment. Just from other places. Let's see. Do we have anything logistics? We're missing 1.8 thousand rifles. And like, who do we have market access to? A decent handful of countries. Okay, this actually seems pretty good. But we want to basically immediately start buying rifles. We have no factories to buy rifles with. Is it because our one factory is used for consumer goods? Yes. Yes, it is. And we have one factory for you. Overall, let's just say the Somali economy is not massive at the moment, okay? It's pretty modest would be a kind word. So you are 8 combat with, 8 combat with, you are 6 combat with. Yeah, so our units are also not fantastic. I'm assuming that I think Ethiopia, their units are roughly the same. Their units are also like not very powerful. We never need to worry about you. We don't need to click that at all. I mean, we do need some economic development. We get some factories here. Removes the Black Monday modifier. So that's actually a pretty bad Black Monday. Even though, obviously, we don't really have an economy for it to affect. Even though Black Monday has done minimal damage to Somalia, especially when compared to the nations of Europe, we have still been hit by this economic crisis. Our valued trade partners are no longer willing to trade, and our people are growing discontent and worried about the future may hold. If we do not quickly to remedy the situation, this new attitude has developed may make an economic downturn all but certain. So what even are the penalties for this? Construction speed, we literally don't have any civilian factories to build with. The factory output minus 40%, that is, I would say, quite bad. Because again, we only have one factory, so It's basically cutting our production in half, which is not great. We have food shortages, which is a 20% penalty for you. And the Iron Fist of the Warsangali, which is a 0.3 political power cost. Which, I mean, isn't too bad. I mean, we're still getting 0.8, which I think is fairly reasonable. Do we even have advisors as Somalia? You know what? We actually have a pretty decent choosing. Not great on the military staff, but that's kind of to be expected. We literally have one person per slot, so it's not crazy. Yeah, get our economic development just so we can get rid of the Black Monday modifier ASAP. And what do we need to do to get our way down to put in the Lion? It's 56 days, which is not too bad. And do we want to be united in strength, united in will? You're 5% stability, 10% war support. Then we lose that stability immediately, but we gain back our political power. And then we get more stability and elections. Your war support, base stability. I mean, unity and strength seems to maybe be a little bit better. We we'll decide the direction our military will take. Unified army or local militias. Well, I mean, I would probably prefer a united army. So we'll probably go with unity of strength. We remove Iron Fist or Warsangali. We get federal election. So no matter what, I mean, it's either a federal election or like small local elections. We'll try to unify, centralize the country where we can. Infrastructure, civilian factory. I mean, getting the extra factories would be quite nice. And we do need all of these focuses before we can actually put down the Lion. Now, we can't avoid the military tree. We don't need these ones. So maybe it's a little bit smaller than it kind of looks at on the surface level, right? Because this is kind of nothing. You're also basically nothing. Like, our Air Force, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I give a single shit about the Air Force in any capacity. I can't see how that could possibly matter. So we don't need to worry about it at this given moment. You will give us damage to garrisons minus 25%. Are you cored? I mean, everything we have right now is a core, so I honestly don't think this does really anything for us. Actually, we don't need these ones either. This whole section is actually not really required. Yeah, we will remove Black Monday. It is going to be a negative 100 political power, which is bad for sure. And then you each cost 150. You'll be done in 56 days. So we will have... I was going to say maybe... I don't know if we'll hit 150 political power before this finishes. Probably not. Council of Theorists, we cannot do that quite yet. So I guess we kind of don't choose anybody here, at least right now. And do we get an extra research slot at some point? Military factory. You are 10% more stability, which is nice. Even more political power, which is good. I'm going to say it's somewhere in here where we probably get a second one. Maybe. Now, we could remove some more food shortages here, which would be nice. Which actually gets us down to a negative 15% consumer goods, which, I mean, that sounds quite nice. Let me just put it that way. It allows us to maybe use our single factory for something good. Because what are we at right now? 42%. The food shortages are not great. We have a negative 25% construction speed. Like, this one factory we have, literally all it is going to do for us. What do we even take now? Political power gain goes up. We can then take you. Of course, you need all of these. Let's go down Unity of Strength first. Because it allows us to get rid of the Iron Fist of Warsangali. Get rid of the Iron Fist of Warsangali. We get 0.3 political power per day. It allows us to get our advisors that I actually do want. I know it's crazy, but I do want to get these advisors if at all possible. Now, we're basically kind of playing observer mode on this, right? We're not going to really get any events. We're really just going to see what the rest of the world's up to. So we know that you've gone for basic syndicalist. I think it looks like you've probably gone for basic list as well. So it seems like it's basically syndicalist across the board. Germany, of course, is going to go for authoritarian democratic. Nothing too surprising there. What else? So it looks like the left KMT is going to end up collapsing. Not a big surprise. Sternberg, congratulations, he defeated the rebels. Yeah, and aside from that, Mexico National Populace, that's fine. Now, we would like to see Middle Africa collapse. We do have one claim on their territory in Kenya. Is this a claim or a core? It is just a full-on core. It would be nice to kill them and take this province. Of course, it kind of does require that Middle Africa does collapse. We can't fight the Reichspakt. Like, it just doesn't even make any sense. It just can't happen. In Ethiopia, when do you get to declare war on us? And the reforms. Crush Somalia. So I think they actually might be able to reach their casus belli against us before we get our casus belli against them. Again, it's kind of hard to tell. Again, we do need all of you. And yeah, you need all three, right? Yes. Okay, that's fine. So yes, we do want to do unity of strength. I think this is better for us. We get some theorists. What do you actually, how do you actually benefit us? Because obviously you only affect these two trees. Land doctrine reduction. You're kind of garbage, honestly. Research bonuses. Okay, I will say in hindsight, it does seem like armed local militias is just better. You do flat 5% attack and defense, which is pretty good. You're a cost reduction on a land doctrine. So, yeah, no, I think in hindsight, probably United and Will is a little bit better. It's hard to tell, actually, where we get the stability on this, though. We get negative, so we get a 5, and then a negative 5, and then I think a +5 on this, because you lose a 5%, and then you gain a 10%. So I think this whole tree's a 5% stability boost after all is said and done. Whereas you are a 15% stability boost and a 10% war support boost. So I still think this is better, but it is close. It's closer than I would like it to be. We'll go for a research slot. I guess now we'll take the basic machine tools. We got a big bonus towards it, so it seems reasonable. We'll upgrade our rifles. I know we basically don't have the money, or we don't have the industry to really support this, but it's okay. It's kind of okay. It could be worse. Okay, so let's upgrade rifles here. Get you up again. Fantastic. So it will take a while for you to get up to... We don't even have to fucking steal, man. Do we have any natural resources? No, we do not. So we... Not only can we not really make the rifles with our one singular factory, we can't even make them well. Our factories are already basically dog shit. Yes, I want to remove the 0.3 penalty on you. We are getting like 0.9 per day, which I would say is pretty good. Party popularity is quite nice. Assembly of the clans is okay. Civilian economy. I mean, that's actually a bit of a weird situation as well, because when you have like one civilian factory, does your economy... Does this even matter? Like, I guess it helps with fuel gain, but it's like we don't... I'm assuming we don't have anything that even uses fuel. Right? Like, we don't have an air force. We don't have a navy. So, fuel is basically garbage. It doesn't even do anything for us. Okay, so we get a... Ooh, 15% flat stability is quite nice. Party popularity stability modifier plus 25%. You're pretty decent. War support goes up. Stability and war support. I would probably just take the flat stability. So you know what? We'll get our popular figurehead. We'll get up to 64% stability. Nice numbers. And hey, it gives us a little bit of a factory upgrade as well, which is always nice to see. Now we still need to get you down. I don't even know what you would need to be at for you to not be a consumer good. Because I don't think the minimum is 1. It depends on, like, what the number is. I don't believe 1 is the minimum. Like, there's a base minimum requirement of 1. So I think if we can lower it enough, we can, theoretically at least, Do you need us to do something? No, you just require federal elections. I think, given enough time, we can use our one factory to import rifles. That's really all we're going to be able to do. Is a small amount of rifles. Just ship them in. I don't care where they're from. Factory output. I never take you. I mean, you do a production efficiency base and retention. But like again, are you really going to be that useful for us? The artillery, like again, are you useful? You were a year ahead of time. Well, I mean, you know what? We probably would like to research trucks, maybe. Maybe we can get... I don't even know. I don't even know what... I mean, fuck, we've already started researching it. Let's just have that keep going, but... I don't know if it's that great for us. We'll keep it, though. At least for now. But I will say, look, we're almost in 37. Like, we're flying through this. That's what happens, folks, when you have no events... and nothing really happens in the Horn of Africa. There's a lot of stuff going on in the rest of the world. Yunnan clique has collapsed. Chongqing government has taken over a decent chunk of territory. And we can get some elections going on. We'll kind of see how that goes. I mean, you're looking pretty good, I will say. Usually you might invade Tibet at some point. We'll have to kind of wait and see on that one. We'll see what you guys can get up to. And we got socialists in Norway. Immediately join the International. Now, I don't think any faction gives a shit about us. Like, I don't think we're getting volunteers from the Reichspakt or we're getting volunteers from the International. I'm pretty sure nobody cares about Ethiopia. And I'm pretty sure Somalia can't join. I mean, I think they can maybe join Egypt. I think they can maybe join the Kaiserreich Pact. We'll kind of see if that's possible, which might extend the campaign a little bit longer, depending on, you know, where we're at, right? Like, if we defeat Ethiopia and Egypt's at war with the Ottomans, we might be able to join their faction and get involved in the Desert War. That's really, though, the extent in which we can possibly do. We're almost back to 150. I mean, we're actually getting political power pretty fast. 1.35. That's a healthy number. And where will we want to put you? In a new advisor, of course. 10% boost compliance gain. I don't even know what we'd even use a compliance gain for, to be honest with you. You don't seem like you do anything meaningful. Political power gain would be nice. Research papers 10%? 10%? Land doctrine. Thing is, you don't do anything for us immediately. I like to take someone who does something for us immediately. Give us the stability. Give us a 10% boost. We're not getting 1.5. Healthy number. Like, it's good numbers. Okay, so you are still in the Reichspakt. I believe there's a chance that you might end up switching into the Austrian faction. We'll have to kind of wait and see on that one. I always feel like this is a Star Wars song. It might be inspired by Star Wars. I guess Star Wars is inspired by 50 serials, but I'm sure that has a connection to World War II. So maybe it all is like this whole circular logic here we got going on. Star Wars is influencing the Holy 4 soundtrack, and the Star Wars soundtrack is influenced by World War II. It's all a mess. What do? You're just a 0.1 political power gain. Honestly, not that important for us. But you would lead to you, which, I mean, wouldn't be bad. But what else do we have next? Stability plus 10%. Give me an extra military factory. And the referendum. The people are ready to approve our reforms and confirm our status as the supreme rulers of Somalia. The no campaign has shockingly run into many difficulties. Therefore, a win is all but inevitable. All that is left for us is to commence the celebrations. We lose under political power. It looks like these are just set in stone, which is fine. We actually lost some power here, but that's okay. We're down to 32, which does ruin our political power a little bit. We're now down to 1.32 again, because we've actually lost power. But it's okay. Do you want to, like, be in a coalition? I wouldn't say no to a potential coalition with the authoritarian Democrats. I think we could be best of friends. We could be great friends, actually. The world greatest friends, I would say. More so than anything else. Could go extend the conscription. That probably would be nice. Our population is only 2 million. It's not incredible. I will say what is incredible is that we're already halfway. We're almost halfway through fucking 1937. And we're still in like the first episode. At least for right now. But I think at least for right now, this is going to be a good time for us to end off this quick little episode. So if you enjoy, thumbs up. Not enjoying, it, always thumbs down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.